Fox Business Alert: Hurricane Helene made landfall last week, but it cut a deadly swath of destruction across the southeastern U.S. throughout the entire weekend. The storm hit the west coast of Florida as a Category 4 hurricane, but its path stretched across 600 miles to Tennessee and the Carolinas. At least 106 people have been confirmed dead, thousands displaced from their homes. The 10-foot storm surge and 140-mile-per-hour winds ravaged the southeast region. Even far inland, Asheville, North Carolina, in the Appalachian Mountains, that town completely isolated as floodwaters washed away roads and bridges. More than 1 million Americans are still without power from the southeast to the Midwest as utility companies work to restore the thousands of power lines taken out by Helene. It was Thursday night that Florida's west coast took that direct hit, but in Tampa Bay, the worst hurricane the city has seen in a century. The storm surge there topped 15 feet, and floodwaters devastated homes and businesses. Moody's estimates the property damage sustained by Helene will cost up to $34 billion. Interestingly, so many different industries smacked down by the storm, but not a major impact on a cruise liner's operations in Florida. Carnival Cruises only had to make one last-minute cancellation due to Helene, while the storm forced Carnival to divert cruise ships for another destination or delay return to the Tampa Bay port by staying out at sea as it waited for Helene to pass. There are apparently 3 more storms brewing somewhere in the Atlantic right now. So let's get to the Carnival CEO, Josh Weinstein, who joins me now live. Wow, you guys kind of dodged this one. We're looking at these other storms that are starting to brew. No confirmation that they will turn into hurricanes, but Joyce and something called Isaac and Kirk are thinking about it, Josh. What does a CEO like you do, knowing that you may have ships somewhere in the region or about to go to that region?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me on, Liz. First I'd like to say that our thoughts and prayers are with everybody that got impacted by Helene. It's a heartbreaking, and we hope for a speedy recovery for the whole region. With respect to Carnival Corporation, I hate to say it as plainly as this, but our assets are mobile. And because of that, we can stay ahead and we can divert and we can do what we need to do to make sure that our guests and our crew are staying out of harm's way. You talked a little bit about what we were able to do with Helene, and unfortunately, that's just normal year in, year out type of activity when it comes to hurricane season in the Caribbean. And we certainly don't plan for that to ease up anytime soon. So it's a matter of just being vigilant, being thoughtful,
Sure.
and thinking about safety first.
Well, as if these storms weren't obviously throwing a wrench into at least some plans here, the port workers are about to strike. I mean, you're talking about close to 40 different ports up and down the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico. The Longshoremen's Union, which is planning on striking at midnight tonight unless something happens in the 11th hour, they have said that there are 2 areas they will continue to load and unload at these ports, for the military and for the cruise lines, because they said they did not want to upend people's long-time plans that they may have had for vacation. What does that mean to a guy like you?
Well, it certainly means a lot to me, and I very much appreciate that sentiment. I mean, the fact is, everybody works incredibly hard. Everybody deserves a great living, and everybody deserves to take their vacations. And so we very much appreciate that sentiment.
Yeah, well, we'll be knowing a lot more as we get to midnight. Let's talk about your third quarter results. You just reported record revenue, record operating profits. This is exciting time for you, is it not? What is driving it most? It's not the usual crowd, is it?
We've been talking about this for probably a year and a half now, Liz, right? I mean, it's just continued execution and continued focus on demand creation, making sure we're speaking the right way to broad segments of the market who are looking for an unbelievable vacation. And that's exactly what we provide. And I think our teams, our brands are world class, and they are driving that demand. And frankly speaking, if you've ever taken a cruise, you'll know the onboard experience is always fantastic. So that's never been an issue, although it's always a focus. So it's really been about convincing people who have never cruised before, hey, come try cruising with us, try a different type of vacation. And this past quarter, for example, 17% more new to cruise guests that we carried this year versus just last year. So it's certainly working, and that's helped to propel us. I mean, our revenue yields, they were also records, Liz, and they were up 8.7% in the third quarter, and that's helping us to raise our guidance for the full year so that our yields are up almost 10.5% year over year, which is a great step forward.
I would think. You've got about 95 ships across your cruise brands. What kind of changes and updates, I guess, are you planning to make? I know that you've really managed to get people excited about, well, per diem spending on the ship. What are you selling? What are you adding that they will then kind of pony up beyond the actual price of the ticket?
I mean, we're just inundating people with choice. We want people to choose what they want to spend money on. And as you've heard lots of people in different industries saying ever since the pandemic, what people are looking for is experience. Right. If you think about it, that's exactly what a cruise is. I mean, it's restaurants, it's bars, it's casinos, it's entertainment, it's shore excursions, it's spa treatments. That's what we offer to our guests, and we do it very, very effectively. And we're constantly trying to figure out how to decrease friction in that process to make it easier for them to get what they want, including letting them buy those types of things before they even get on a cruise, bundling it with the ticket prices, providing them package alternatives for bar or for specialty dining. So we're just trying everything we can to give people what they might want on their vacation, and it is working.
Josh, this morning the stock was down, and we were talking in our morning meeting, and I said, just wait till 3 o'clock. When it comes on Fox Business, it's gonna get a lot closer to the flat line, and it is. It's now down just about 0.5%. So thank you for coming on. We have a motivated investor audience who likes a good story like yours and invests around it. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thanks,
Good to see you.